Hello and welcome to the 9 p.m. show, Tonight Show with Katharine. I'm Katharine and we will talk about an interesting topic tonight. Our topic for today is environmental pollution and sustainable development. Tonight, we have invited several experts that will share their opinions regarding our topic. So, without further ado, I would like to introduce our first guest for tonight. Fresh from University of Malaya, please welcome Mr. Zame to explain a little about environmental pollution and sustainable development.
So, thank you Katharine. Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera everyone. So, as for today, I would like to talk about what is pollution and sustainable development. Pollution is the introduction of harmful material into the environment. Pollution could come from natural phenomena and through human activity. However, uncontrolled human activity is the primary source of pollution. Many negative implications resulting from human selfishness in exploiting the environment for the sake of progress and modernization. Water pollution, air pollution, and land pollution are the major implications that will occur, and it will bring the negative impact to the environment, wildlife, and also giving bad impact to the human health. For example, human activities such as development and illegal logging could contribute to the pollution. When humans cut down the trees for the development purpose, it will make the air pollution to be happen, as the tree is important to balancing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. If there are too many trees have been cut down, there will be too much carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, and it will pollute the air. To prevent the environment from being polluted and destroyed, human has come up with the idea of sustainable development. So what is sustainable development? Sustainable development could be defined as the development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So basically, our topic today is about environmental pollution and sustainable development, and that is a little bit about our topic.
Thank you, Mr. Zame. Next, I would like to say a few words regarding what the issue are involving environmental pollution. Environmental pollution problems in Malaysia have a long history. Recent survey has been made which notified that 72% of respondents agree the environmental pollution is a serious issue in this country. River pollution by mine wastewater and sludge began with the rapid development of tin mining, a traditional industry that started at the turn of the century about 100 years later. In later years, other traditional industries such as natural rubber and palm oil production began in earnest, and wastewater from the factories caused further pollution of rivers and seas. Next, we will discuss on the roles of the government, municipal council, and society regarding our issue. Allow me to introduce Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Eriko from the Minister of Environment and Water. YB, you are a member of the government yourself. So what are the roles of the government regarding our issue for tonight?
Thank you, Katharine. So for the role of the government, with regard to the awareness of the population on sustainable development, based on the survey conducted, the majority of respondents strongly agree that the government is responsible for reducing environmental pollution. As many as 42% of respondents agreed with the statement. This is because the government has a very important role to play in mobilizing various programs and actions to reduce environmental pollution. Respondents are also satisfied with the sustainable development that has been implemented by the government of Malaysia with a majority of 48%. This clearly shows that the Malaysian government has implemented sustainable development well and effectively. That's all from me.
Thank you, YB. Okay, next we'll proceed with the roles of our local municipal. Therefore, I would like to introduce our next guest, Professor Ihsan. Welcome to my show, Professor. So, Professor, could you tell us what are the roles of the Municipal Council regarding our issue?
Okay, Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera to the program MC and the all guests. Okay, thank you, Katharine, for inviting me tonight. Okay, today I will explain about the role of municipal council in order to promote the sustainable developments in our country. So first, what's the municipal council? The municipal council is the legislature of the local government area. So the municipal council is focused on the urban, where mostly on the city area, compared to the district council, and has populations and revenue more than the district councils. The criteria for the council must be a population more than 150,000 people, and the annual revenue is to more than 20 millions. Okay, municipal councils can play their part in order to promote the sustainable development. So one of the role of the municipal council in promote the sustainable development is by law enforcement. So the municipal council responsible for the law enforcement in that particular area, such as collecting taxes, licensing, make civilians, and enforcing the law by giving the licensing to the right developer that have concerns about the sustainable development. It can reduce the threat or harmful to the environment while the development happens. Okay, the second is giving the second is by the regulate the approval of planning, which is by building constructions and provision of infrastructure. So by provide public facilities such as transportations, health center or hospital, and recreations in line with sustainable development. So with this, we can ensure both and human and nature can live harmony without any threat. Plus, we can achieve the sustainable developments in the future. Okay, that's it for me, and thank you.
Allow me to voice out on this matter. As a society, we are beginning to recognize and understand the detrimental effect of our actions on the natural environment. For example, 74% of respondents in recent survey wish they understand clearly about the sustainable development concepts. We are less aware, however, of the harmful effect of those actions on each other. Society efforts can greatly contribute towards advancing the sustainable development goals. For instance, individuals should minimize wastage of resources such as electricity. Every unit of electricity saved is equivalent unit of electricity produced, as it not only saves the fuel that will be used to produce that electricity, but also help to prevent pollution that is accompanied by burning of that fuel. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the roles of the government, municipal council, and society. Now let us proceed to our next guest, YB Eriko. YB, what are the challenges regarding our issue?
Thank you, Katharine. So, regarding to our issue, organizations that are more profit-minded than the environment also make it difficult for the government to implement any sustainable development program. Organizations that are only concerned with the profit over the environment are challenged because they have a high potential. They contribute adverse effects to the government and the public through the services and trade they run. So water and air pollution is a common effect in Malaysia as they discharge liquids and toxics into rivers as well as unfiltered chimneys. It has also bad effect on the people around it for a long time. So they need to change perspective in achieving objective where they need to bring the aspects of the environment so that it does not impact the customer and themselves. So another challenges is the high prices of environmentally friendly and expensive products pose a challenge to the government to implement sustainable development. People cannot afford to buy environmentally products, and it shows down and complicates sustainable development carried out by the government. So eco-friendly products are also not widely used and can only be afforded by the high income group. So the companies and traders need to work together to consider the price of the environmentally friendly products so they can be widely used among the public and also be able to assist the government in carry out the sustainable development programs. I think that is all from me. Thank you for inviting me again.
You're welcome, YB. And next, we will listen to other challenges which related to this issue. I would like to invite Professor Marcella. Can you tell us about the challenges?
Thank you, Katharine. So, other challenges of environmental pollution issue in Malaysia are lack of public awareness. People are more affected by what they frequently notice and observe, which made the people more aware of the factors and consequences of common pollutions such as air and water. In other words, people have general knowledge on environmental pollution but are less exposed to crucial information regarding it. Other environmental issues, such as climate change, gain less attention among Malaysians. This can be said that the existence of climate change is less likely disputable as the rest of environmental issues. As discussed earlier, the society plays an important role involving environmental pollution. The presence of environmental awareness is what drives the people to assist the government in preventing environmental pollution and at the same time help the country in achieving sustainable development. The level of awareness needs to be increased so that the people and the government can cooperate with each other to solve environmental pollution issue in Malaysia. And another challenge is the lack of support for environmental protections. According to a survey made by researchers, around 64% respondents are aware of policies that are related to environmental pollution. This shows that the public are still not fully aware of the related environmental protection such as its policies, rules, and regulations, which reflects the lack of support for it. It can also be said that there is a lot of people that does not care in protecting the environment. This surely causes challenges to the government in implementing sustainable development. With that being said, it is the government's role to expose the people with programs, seminars, and efforts to increase the awareness of environmental protections in Malaysia. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor. Next, we will talk about the suggestions involving this issue. I would like to introduce Mr. Shafiq. Do you have any suggestions that you would like to share regarding this issue?
Thank you, Katharine, for inviting me today. The suggestions that can be given are to practice the use of the green technology. The green technology can be referred to the type of technology that are considered to be environmental friendly based on the production process or its supply chain. Many of these type of technology are using the alternative fuel and technology that are less harmful for the environment, such as solar energy, which are using the sunlight as the energy rather than the fossil fuels. The technology The green technology are able to reduce the pollution that are happening and will maintain the sustainable of the environment. For example, by using the green technology such as solar, the quantity of dangerous gases such as carbon dioxide are able to be reduced from being released to the atmosphere. This situation are able to reduce the air pollution because it does not using the fossil fuels as its energy. In order to practice the use of the green technology, the public sector and the private sector are required to start implementing the use of the green technology in their facility in order to promote the technology to the public. That is all from me, and thank you again for inviting me today.
Thank you, Mr. Shafiq. Very interesting suggestions indeed, but we will also like to hear another suggestions from Mr. Zame. So, Mr. Zame, could you tell us about other suggestions that you might have?
So thank you, Katharine. So my suggestion is we could reduce the environmental pollution through the education in our country. So education is really important aspect in shaping our society and enhance the knowledge of the people since they are young. If someone is educated and aware with the significance of protecting our environment, they will become more aware and making less distraction to our environment. So that is why we must emphasize more on the 3R initiative in the school education to equip students with the relevant knowledge and to shaping the environmental friendly behavior at a young age. So, what is the meaning of the 3R? The 3R initiative stands for reduce, reuse, and recycle. This initiative could provide the student to know the right way to manage the unused thing. So, the government could teach the 3R concept by including it in the relevant subject such as science and geography to make them understand better about the 3R initiative. By that, I believe this is the useful and effective way to educate our people to reduce the environmental pollution in our country. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are nearing the end of our show tonight, but it will not be complete without a summary. So I would like to invite Professor Marcella again to say a few words about our topic tonight.
Thank you again, Katharine. So, in conclusion, environmental pollution is a huge mountain of challenge which must be prevented as it poses a threat in achieving sustainable development. Achieving sustainable development will require strong actions to reduce exposure to environmental pollutions. If we keep exhausting and burdening the environment, the future generations might not be able to enjoy what we have right now. Sustainable development can only be achieved when the government and society are working together. Environmental pollution and the growth of a country go side by side. Therefore, the government should utilize the growth of the country to assist its efforts in becoming a more sustainable country. And that is all from me. Thank you.
And that concluded our show for tonight. Thank you for very much to all the guests for tonight's show. And I would also like to thank all the audience for staying us till the end of the show. This is tonight's show with Katharine, and see you guys next week. Same place, same time. Katharine signing off.